crew. Oh, you're so precious. We're saying hello. We're gonna have a moment, guys. We are gonna have a moment together. Focus here for a second. Alright, so it's gonna be a little pep talk for you guys. So I think this is really important for us to sometimes be reminded when it comes to relationships, it comes to, you know, certain things in your life, you know, things that you get really attached to. You get so used to it always being there that you don't know how to function without it. And I think that happens a lot to a lot of people. I think what we do is we put too much heart and soul, and we put too much of everything, anything and everything on a specific thing, and when it's not there, we're like, ah! And then it becomes like, it's like your whole world gets turned upside down. It's okay to depend on some people, but not completely. You know, sometimes you get in a relationship or you have family, you know, and you do have to have that kind of dependency and that kind of connection, you know. I mean, that's how it goes in relationships. But you never want to fully just depend on that person or, you know, even a thing. You know, always stay true to yourself. Always remember who you are, what it is you stand for, what it is your goals are, what it is that makes you you. You never want to forget that, and you never want to completely just, you know, change yourself for someone else or something else. Always stay true to yourself, and I think too many of us will alter and change and do anything and everything to ourselves just to be accepted by somebody or something. Always keeping that connection with yourself. In today's society, how fast-paced it is, how busy we are, like electronics, social media, we're so enveloped in that all the time that most of us aren't even connected with our own well-being. And when we aren't connected to all these other things, we sit there and it's like, it's uncomfortable for us to be sitting there by ourselves. And that's not a good thing. You want to be able to be by yourself, be comfortable, and be okay by yourself. If you are not okay by yourself, you might need to work on some things to get back to loving yourself and being in a better connection with yourself. And the thing is always remembering what's best for you. Obviously, if you have kids, that's a different story. You have to do what's best for them. and a lot of times, you know, you make a lot of sacrifices in those situations. But if you don't have kids, you only have to worry about yourself. And so that's the only person you have to worry about and make decisions for. You never want to not do something for yourself that could be amazing for you, could be such an amazing thing for you because of something else or someone else. Because if somebody is holding you back and not allowing you to progress forward, to change, to do the things you enjoy, there's a problem there, and that's not okay. I mean, when you really look at it, is that person being held back from what they want to do and what they're doing? Probably not. So you should never do that for yourself either. Don't ever let anybody, don't ever let anybody control that and control you in that aspect. So a lot of us get, you know, so wrapped up in something, and then if it doesn't work out, we're just mortified. We've just hit the floor, and we just don't understand, like, why? Why now? Why is this happening to me? Why is this going on? You have to take a step back from that whole situation. Look on outside the box. There's a reason this is happening. You know, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe it's not the right moment for what I want. And that's okay. Like, you don't want to force something that's not meant to be at that moment because the more you force it, the more it's going to go away from you. It might be your time to go in a different direction, to try something new, to do something for yourself. But we never allow ourselves to be fully open to that we think that we should only be stuck in this routine that you've been in forever. Majority of us fear change. We fear the unknown. The unknown is scary. I know. I know it. It's so scary. But most of us will hold our own selves back and never let us get through that unknown to see what's on the other side. You need to take a deep breath, calm yourself, calm your spirit, and humble yourself. Be more receptive of what's going on around you, the good and the bad. In some cases, there's certain things you're gonna have to let go. And I know it's extremely hard to let go. something that you've been holding on to for so long and it's just not meant to be, it's not there anymore, we still want to hang on to that and grasp that. We're like, oh, I can't let it, I can't. And then we just keep holding ourselves back. We never get to progress forward past that point. We never heal, we never move on. So that's where a lot of us have the problem, is just not letting go. Letting go of something that's not even ours. It's not even in our control anymore. Trust me, I know. I've been in so many situations that I had to let go of things and I had to move on from that, and it was so hard. And it took some time to really work through that, but I had to remind myself that all the time. I'm like, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay, just let it go, just let it go. And eventually one day, if you're consistent with that, you are gonna let that go. And once you do let that go, what is meant to be, what's your calling, is gonna reveal itself. You know, some of the greatest things are in the unknown, but we never allow ourselves to get to that point. A lot of people look at me and you know, you're like, man, you've got it together all the time. You are on point. Guys, I do not have it together all the time. I am not all smiles and happy all the time. I don't think a lot of people realize someone like me in my position, who is this public figure, who has so many people that look up to you, so many people that depend on you, so many people that come to you with their problems, with their solutions, with whatever it is. I mean, everyone comes to you. The pressure that gets put on us, we have to really work on keeping it together all the time. And there's sometimes I can't keep it together. I get so beat down, I get so tired, and then I'll sit there, and when I am at that lowest point, if I don't give myself a break, you know, I'll sit there and start questioning, what am I doing? Why am I here? Like, why am I doing this? When you're at that lowest point, that's when you think the worst of the worst. Never act on those thoughts. Never when you're in that moment. You need to let yourself calm down. You need to let yourself just, you know, hash it out a minute. And then once you start feeling better again, then you're like, oh, why the heck was I, what the heck was I like that? You know, we all get in those situations where we run ourselves so thin, and whenever something's presented with us that's kind of rocky, we're like, ah, I can't handle it. There's times I can't handle it, and I'm like, I'll be a mess, you know. But I'm not on point all the time, guys. You know, I'm human just like you. I do have good days, I do have bad days. I recently talked about in my last video is journaling. I found journaling to be the most therapeutic, best therapy for yourself, because the thing with journaling is you can get it all out on paper, you can get it out of your head, you can vent it all out, and once it's out of your head, you're more clear-headed and you can kind of think a little bit better. I always do that to him all the time. I stick my hand in your mouth. Once you're clear-headed, things start to make more sense than when you weren't clear-headed. Then you're able to look on that piece of paper and then read over what you put out and read it back to yourself, and it sometimes will help present solutions, and it just helps you to heal and grow. And it comes in phases, you know. If you're currently struggling right now, you think you have no purpose, you think you're not worth it, everything's just blah, you don't even know why you're here. I mean, everything you look at, you're like, eh. That some of you might be emotional eaters, some of you might be emotional non-eaters, some of you might resort to other things like drinking or smoking. You know, there's so many different things that we like resort to in order to try to medicate ourselves, in order to try to make ourselves feel better, but really in the long run it can only hurt us. Those things are never good. I know, because when I'm emotional, I don't eat. I can't eat. If I try to eat, I get sick. I feel nauseous. I went through that period. I had a relationship end, and my dad passed away all kind of in the same time, and that was probably the worst year of my life. I went through a period of depression. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't working out, and I lost so much weight. I was to the point where I looked sick, sunken in eyes, my hair was falling out because of the lack of nutrients. I did some really hurtful things to myself, physically and mentally. I ended up in a street bike accident, and the street bike accident kind of like, I had road rash all over my body. This is pain. This is real pain. I can't control this, but I can control this. And that kind of was like a turnaround for me. Sometimes we have to get knocked down hard for us to really see it. And that was mine. I was like, I'm not doing this to myself anymore. And ever since that day, that was almost 10 years ago, ever since that day, anytime I start finding myself getting into that darkness again, I'm on it. If any of you are currently going through something right now, just take a deep breath and stop dwelling on it. When you just sit and just think about it, you make it worse and you make it worse and you make it worse, because you're stacking on top of one negative thing, you're stacking on top of that, and it just gets so much to where it ends up coming out. And it can come out in the wrong situation, come out on the wrong person. Take care of yourself. If you are fighting any inner demons, if you're fighting any problems going on, just take care of it and focus only on you. You don't want to focus on the other person or whatever it is. You don't want to focus on that, because the more you focus on that, which is out of your control, you're going to resent yourself more, you're going to get more depressed, you're going to get more angry, you're going to get more sad. It's just going to get worse. You are only in control of you. When you start putting energy into yourself, as hard as it may be, you're gonna get there. Keep working on it. When you keep working on something and you're keeping more and more consistent, you're gonna become stronger. You're gonna be able to handle it better. When you don't do anything about it and you don't take care of it is when it starts getting more out of control. Don't let it get out of control. Just always remember you. When it comes to something, you know, always remember to be working on yourself and working on being confident and working on being happy by yourself in all aspects, that you don't always need someone or something there to hold your hand, you know? You want to be able to be okay by yourself, and things will always get better, even though they may seem far beyond that right now. They do. Something always good comes from a bad situation. Always. If you're open to that, you grow from it, you learn from it, and you just get better. Never allowed something to just completely knock me down. Might have knocked me down for a little bit, but I always get back up as quick as I can and move forward. Always stay true to yourself, as I remember that was one thing my dad always told me growing up. That stuck with me ever since. My dad's been passed away for about 12 years now. Always stay true to yourself, guys. Coming from HunnyBuns and coming from Papa Buns. If I can do it, you guys, I know you can do it too. So I'm just sending you guys lots of loves. I'm sending you lots of positive vibes, and I hope this helped some of you to put a little light in your darkness right now. I know somebody's always going through something, you know, so, but I love you guys so much. Until next time.